I still hold your name in the rain you left behind. I turn the key and wait for the world to feel less loud. Your seat is still too warm from the hour you were here. A receipt in the cup holder and your hair tie on the gear. I pass the old bridge slow, your shadow along. Backseat after rain, I still hear your laugh. Backseat after rain, I keep looking back. If I go too far, will you call my name? Backseat after rain, backseat after rain. The piano by the bed holds a note I never played, just a quiet little ache in the middle of the day. And your jacket on the chair looks like someone just walked out. I keep the porch light low, even when nobody's around. I swear I'm fine, I swear I'm almost through, but every road turns me right back to you. Backseat after rain, I still hear your laugh. Backseat after rain, like I thought it would. Maybe all I need is to let it hurt for good. So I drive through the dark with the radio low, and I leave the door unlocked just in case you come home. Backseat after rain, I still hear your laugh. Backseat after rain, I keep looking back. If I go too far, will you call my name? Backseat after rain, backseat after rain. You left your scarf on the dash, and I keep it there, like a little red flag in the cold night air. We passed that gas station with the broken sign. You said keep driving, so I kept the line. Now the road feels longer than it ever should. Your name in the side mirror still looks so good. And I don't say much, but you already know on the soul. I step over silence like it's taking a toll. The radio's low and the house holds its breath. I trace your old outline where your coat once rested. Now the road feels longer than it ever should. Your name in the side mirror still looks so good. And I don't say much, but you already know there's a whole hard rain in the places you go. Stay in my head, stay in my head. Don't fade tonight, don't fade tonight. You were the spark, you were the spark. Hold on a while, hold on a while. If we break apart, let it be slow, like the last warm light on a moving road. I can carry the ache, I can carry the bend. If you turn back once, I'll turn back again. Stay in my head, stay in my head. Don't fade tonight, don't fade tonight. You were the spark, you were the spark. Hold on a while, hold on a while. Stay in my hands, stay in my hands. Till the first pale dawn, till the first pale dawn. There was a motel near the coast where the ice machine never worked. In the hallway lights buzzed all night, said it felt romantic anyway. We spent 2 days there doing nothing, watching bad television, ordering food we couldn't afford. Your legs across my lap while rain pressed softly against the windows. I think about that place too often. You used to take pictures of me when I wasn't paying attention, half asleep in passenger seats, standing outside gas stations, lighting cigarettes with shaking hands. You said, I want proof you existed like this. Sometimes I wonder if you still keep those photos hidden somewhere, or if they disappear with everything else. I heard from someone you moved north, closer to the ocean, closer to the kind of life you always talked about after midnight. I should be happy for you. Instead I keep imagining strangers learning things about you. I thought only I would ever know the way you got quiet in crowded rooms, the scar above your knee, how you always reach for my sleeve before falling asleep. There's a bar town where they still play the songs we love. Slow drums, old guitars, voices sounding half broken. I walked in there last Friday and had to leave after one drink because somebody laughed behind me. And for one horrible second I thought it was you. I missed the version of myself that existed beside you, the one who believed people could actually stay if you love them enough. Now every relationship feels temporary, every goodbye feels rehearsed, like everybody already has one foot out the door. But some nights catch myself checking your page, looking for signs you miss me too. Something small, a sad song posted late, a blurry highway picture, anything that says you're still carrying this around. The same way I am. Found your number written on the back of a receipt inside my winter coat tonight, and suddenly the room felt smaller. Outside, snow kept falling past the street lights, same as the night you kissed me behind that grocery store downtown. You were smiling into my mouth like you already knew we wouldn't last long. We rented that tiny apartment for a while, the one above the laundromat. The walls shook every time the train passed, and the kitchen light only worked sometimes. God, I loved you there. Making coffee too strong, singing old songs off key while I watch from the doorway, thinking this must be what home feels like. I haven't felt it since. Everyone says heartbreak fades slowly, but nobody talks about the strange parts, like forgetting the sound of their laugh, then remembering it perfectly months later, because somebody on the train turned their head the same way. I saw your friend at a concert last week. She asked how I've been, I said good, automatically, like my body learned how to lie before I did. Truth is, I still measure time by you. pieces of themselves everywhere. Maybe that's why every place hurts now. The diner by the highway, the motel near the coast, the parking garage where you first held my face, all of it still carrying your shadow, like the world refuses to let me move on completely. Windows fogged up, your feet on my dashboard. You said drive somewhere pretty, like we had money for that. Cheap red wine and a motel Bible. You drawing hearts on my wrist with a stolen eyeliner pen. You look dangerous in supermarket lighting, hair still wet from the rain, mouth tasting like cigarettes. We fought in your kitchen, then kissed on the floor. Your neighbors probably heard everything, but neither of us cared. 3 a.m. at the laundromat, you dancing between machines, coin lights flashing blue on your skin, like some sad movie scene. You always say, don't make me into a song, while giving me every reason to. Sometimes I miss you so much it feels physical, like bruises under my ribs. I keep pressing anyway. Last night I saw your car outside a downtown bar and spent 20 minutes circling the block like a complete idiot. Truth is, I still want you in ugly ways, desperate ways, late night phone call ways, miss your existence ways. And I know that sounds pathetic, but love usually does after it ends. I still remember your apartment number, your mother's voice, the scar on your shoulder, the way you'd pull me closer whenever thunder shook the windows. Nobody touches me like that anymore. Now every colder. Every song lasts too long, and every girl I try to love just becomes another way to miss you harder. You used to leave voice messages instead of texting back. Said hearing somebody's breathing made them feel less far away. I still have one saved from October. You were laughing in it, went loud in the background, asking if I wanted anything from the gas station. I didn't know that would become a memory I'd carry everywhere. We spent that whole winter driving, nowhere worth going. Your boots on the dashboard, my hand missing exits on purpose, just to stay beside you longer. You always smell like smoking laundry detergent, like somebody trying their best. There was a party at your friend's apartment where everybody danced in the kitchen, but we stayed in the hallway instead. You leaning against my chest while some old song played through the walls. I remember thinking nothing this good survive. And I was right. Now your side of town feels strange to me. New coffee shop on the corner, different people in your windows, like the city replaced us overnight. I saw somebody wearing your jacket last month, same dark green sleeve, same tear near the pocket. For a second, my whole body forgot how to move. It's embarrassing how much of you still lives inside ordinary things. Sometimes I think about calling, just to hear if your voice changed, just to know if you still pause before saying my name. But I never do, because maybe loving someone long enough means learning how to disappear quietly from their life. Still, every time it rains after midnight, I end up driving in again. Same road, same song, same stupid hope that somehow I'll see your car beside mine at a red light, and we'll both pretend we were looking for each other too. that black sweater, even when it wasn't cold outside. Said you liked the way it smelled, like my cigarettes and cheap cologne. We stayed out near the river, watching cars pass on the bridge, your head against my shoulder while the radio barely played. You always touched my hand, like you were making sure I was still there. And I remember your apartment, blue light from the television dancing across your skin, while you talked about leaving town someday. I would have followed you anywhere, you knew that. Now I see you sometimes through blurry Instagram stories. Someone else driving your car, someone else learning your silence. I tell myself it doesn't hurt anymore, then your name lights up my screen, and suddenly it's November again. I still keep your photo inside the drawer beside my bed, the one where you're laughing, looking away from the camera, like happiness caught you by accident. There was a night you kissed me in the parking lot, snow falling into your hair, and for a second everything in my life felt light. I think about that too much. Because lately every room feels temporary, every conversation ends too fast, and everyone I meet just reminds me they are me. Sometimes I drive past your street with no music playing, just the sound of the tires and my hands shaking on the wheel. I wonder if you'd recognize me now, if you'd still reach for my face the way you used to, half asleep, half in love. Or if I became another person you almost remember. To wait outside the store while I bought cigarettes at 2 a.m. Hands buried in your sleeves, looking half asleep beneath the lights. I can still picture it perfectly, which probably says too much. We spent whole weekends in your room, curtains closed, old movies playing without sound. You tracing circles on my arm like you were trying to memorize everything so slow in the best way. Now I can't sit still for 5 minutes without thinking about you. I heard somebody mention your name last Friday night, and I laughed like it didn't matter. Then walked home alone in the rain, trying not to fall apart. You always hated when I got quiet, said my eyes looked distant, like I was already leaving, even while lying next to you. Truth is, I never knew how to stay anywhere except with you. Sometimes I still sleep on your side of the bed. Sometimes I still reach for my phone, wanting to tell you small things, like how the moon looked tonight, or how our song came on at the gas station. Stupid things that only matter because it was you. Miss the way you looked at me before everything became difficult, before love turned into waiting rooms and unread messages and long drives with nowhere to go. There's a girl downtown who laughs a little like you. For a second it ruined my whole night, because nobody tells you how embarrassing heartbreak becomes after a while, how you keep carrying someone long after they've already put you down. And still, if you call me tomorrow, I'd probably answer before the first ring ended. I saw your car outside that diner, off the highway near your place. Same cracked sticker on the back window, same smoke drifting through the glass. For a second I almost pulled over, almost walked inside just to hear you say my name again. But I kept driving, the radio played something soft and ruined, one of those songs you liked at night. The kind that made you stare out windows like you were waiting for another life to start. Never told me what hurt you, not really. You just held me tighter on certain nights, and I learned not to ask. I miss that about us, how silence used to mean something. Now silence is just silence. Your friends stopped talking to me lately. I guess that happens after breakups. People choose sides, people move on. People pretend they didn't watch you fall apart in real time, but I still remember everything. The chip black nail polish, your cold fingers under my shirt, the way you kissed me slowly, like there was nowhere else to be. Sometimes I wonder if you kept any part of me, a hoodie, a photograph, one of those blurry videos from summer where we're laughing too hard to stand still. Or maybe you deleted it all already. Maybe that's what scares me most, how easy it might have been to turn me in nothing. I walk home past crowded bars, watching strangers lean into each other, and I swear every couple looks a little like us. If I don't stare too long, I haven't loved anyone since you. Not probably. I tried once, but she touched my face, and all I could think about was how different your hands felt. So now I just drive around at night, windows open, letting cold air fill the car, trying not to think about how you used to sit beside me, singing words you barely knew, like you meant every one of them. We slept in the backseat outside some rundown motel, your boots pressed against the window, my jacket thrown over both of us. You said, let's just keep driving, like it could actually save us. And honestly, I believed you then. The highway signs blur together, 2 a.m. somewhere between cities, cheap coffee burning my hands, your music low enough to hear the tires against the road. You always looked happiest leaving places. There was dust on the dashboard, empty cans in the back, and your Polaroid camera full of photos we never developed. I wonder if they still exist somewhere. You used to sing with your whole chest, even when you forgot the words. Head out the window, hair everywhere, making our bad decisions feel beautiful. I've never met anyone else who could make being lost feel holy. Now I work late most nights, sleep with the television on, and tell people I'm doing alright, because because it's easier than explaining how somebody can leave and still take everything with them. Last winter, I drove past the town where you grew up. Thought about knocking on your mother's door just to ask if you ever talk about me anymore. I didn't. Some things are better left unfinished. I guess that's what we became. Unfinished. But God, sometimes I still catch myself planning escapes, imagining your hand reaching across the console, sunrise through the windshield, both of us disappearing before anyone noticed. Like we almost did.